Okay, I believe it's the AF's consolidation speech, but if you need prep time, you can take prep time.
All right, I will take a minute of prep time. Starting now. That's been a minute. So I will start my speech. Are my opponents ready? Is my partner ready? Then I will begin. I'd like to point out that it should be noted that in our opponent's rebuttal, they failed to attack our case, meaning that our contentions still stand. I'd like to point out that in an article of Epidemiology of Suicide says that atheists have the highest rate of suicide, which negates our opponent's claim that religious schools have higher rates of suicide. Our opponents agree that people do things in the name of religion, but what we need to clear up is the fact that that just because you blame it on something doesn't mean it's the genuine cause. I could say I cheated on a math quiz because my friend learned how to do a cartwheel, but these things have no correlation and we can't seriously blame my fault in something unrelated. Our opponents also claim that more than one group in a society leads to conflict. However, this isn't necessarily true. Once again, as we stated in our speech, more than half of the public believes that churches and religious organizations do more good than harm in American society. This poll is taken from both religious and non-religious people, two different groups in a society, and they have come together to reach this consensus. It is for these reasons that my partner and I urge a ballot in the affirmation. Thank you.
Yafi, is your audio better? Hopefully it'll be better when it gets back on. Can you hear us better now?
Yeah, I'm able to hear better now.
Okay, cool. All right, it's your consolidation speech, so you can take prep time before, or you can just go into it.
I'll just go into it. All right, let me start my timer. And are my opponents ready?
Yep.
All right, I'll be getting my consolidation now. So, religious belief is like the main cause that has on society, and it's mainly negative impact because those beliefs like are believed to bring bad decisions. Like for example, um, what I have stated, most LGBTQ people from the LGBTQ community has religious trauma because of the enforcement they had on religion because of their parents, and that trauma can cause a lot of anxiety, which leads to which possibly can lead to suicide because um what trauma they had from religion. um it causes people to negatively think of themselves because um for example, if they did something bad which they didn't know and then they later find out it they did something bad that goes against their religion, they might want to they're going to start thinking bad of themselves because they believe that they're not worthy of themselves for God. And it just gives a lot of religious people unnecessary anxiety. And though like religious teaches others to like love each other, parents still hate their kids for being sexual because it's stated that like most religions, like for the like Christianity stated that being homosexual is a sin, which causes their parents to kick their kids out of their house. And religion has a lot of bad influence on mental health, professional health care, and it um makes them not like seek professional health care because they believe it's something bad, and they might just want to go they might go by religious belief that might not be true. So that's all I have for my consolidation.
Okay, it's the AF's 3-minute rationale, which is voter issues, and I'll just start that. Are my opponents ready?
Yep.
Is my partner ready?
Yes.
Okay, then I will begin that starting now. So the first voter issue that I'd like to talk about in today's debate is the resolution itself, which states that on balance, societies benefit from religious belief and practice. What we need to focus on is the word religious belief and practice. Many people do things in the name of religion, as my partner and I have proven throughout this debate, but the religious belief and practice doesn't encourage this. As we can see with our contention 1, civil society, our subpoint A of civic engagement, our subpoint B of education, our contention 2 of charity, and subpoint A of well-being. These religious beliefs and practices benefit people because they help with all of the things that we have mentioned. And our partners didn't directly attack any of that. So we can see that because they didn't directly attack it, they agree that these societies do benefit from these religious beliefs and practices as we outline in our case, which is why we've won that voter issue of the resolution itself and religious beliefs and practices, because our opponents say religion a lot, but people do things in the name of religion that isn't true. The next voter issue that I'd like to talk about is our opponents consistently mention the LGBTQ plus community and that religious beliefs actually harm them. And they mention a study where people who go to religious schools have a higher rate of suicide, but my partner discredited this as showing that people who are atheists actually have a higher rate of suicide, as people in religion have a higher power to believe in. Also, my opponent, as we can see in this, people are hiding behind the idea of religion because in religion it's supposed to love thy neighbor. Now, my opponents mention over and over again that that it encourages homophobia because the Bible might be against it, but the Bible also encourages people to love each other and to love one another. And because of this, we can see that these people are going to hide things because they're embarrassed of the fact that they're homophobic. So they're going to say, oh, it goes against my religion. But as my partner and I have proven throughout today's case, this actually isn't true. The next voter issue that I'd like to talk about is contention 2, or my opponent's contention 2 of mental trauma. My opponent says that it leads to mental trauma and anxiety. But as my partner and I have proven, this actually isn't true, because as we can see with our subpoint 2 of charity and our subpoint A of well-being, it actually, people in religion actually get higher benefits. It helps them with their depression, and it helps them with other issues. And it actually doesn't cause this mental trauma that my partners mentioned, or excuse me, that my opponents mentioned, because it's helping them and it is giving them a place to go to. So as we can see, there is no other ballot than that of the affirmation, because societies do benefit from religious beliefs and practices, and our opponents don't discredit this. Our opponents try to mention alternative things that happen that religious beliefs and practices actually hurt and harm, but as my partner and I have proven, a lot of these don't do harm to society, and it's just people doing things in the name of religion, not religious beliefs and practices themselves. So for these reasons and many more, my partner and I urge a ballot and that of the affirmation. Thank you.
Am I allowed to take prep time for this?
Yes.
Okay, sounds. I might take just another minute, starting now. Okay, that is all the time I will be taking, so I will begin. Are my opponents ready? Is my partner ready? Then I will start now. I would like to address that religion, I believe it would be short-sighted to claim that religion is entirely bad, because nothing is black or white. However, while I will admit that mental health or religion can help with mental health, it can harm it as well. Because in many religions, fear of a higher power is present, and that can cause mental health issues, because it's distressing to think that there's an all-powerful being judging you, and that judgment could lead to eternal peace, or it could lead to eternal torment, particularly if the person in question believes that they have committed a sin against their God, and therefore will be judged and sentenced to eternal torment. I would also like to address that some religions state that homosexuality is a sin, which does not promote loving all of your neighbors. And that can lead to loving the people who are like you, but being very against the people who are not. Plus, so, well, people may, well, again, nothing is ever black or white, so religion can bring people together, but it can also tear them apart. And for these reasons, my partner and I urge a ballot in the negation.
Okay, gonna stop the recording.